Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining today's webinar. My name is Jason, and I will be the speaker for today's session. Today, I will be sharing with you about how you can simplify your workflows using our Synology NAS. Due to the outbreak of the pandemic, many things were changed, including the way we work. People were forced to work remotely just to keep themselves safe. During the transition, many companies were caught off guard as their IT infrastructure was not ready for the change yet. We can see from the chart below, after transforming to remote work, productivity has become the major concern. To do the transition, the IT manager are going to face some challenges as all the employees shift to the online mode. This means more devices will be connecting to their file server. And to avoid close contact, everyone was scattered into different locations, causing the overall productivity to be decreased. To keep everyone connected, more collaboration tools are required. Let's take a look on how most of the businesses manage their company data. For newly grown business, they tend to store their data on external hard drive. Business with more IT budget will either have their data stored on the public cloud or having their own file server. However, this method has certain flaws to be considered. If you are using external hard drive to store your data, you will have difficulties to manage your data. And you will have risk losing your data as every hard drive has their own lifespan. To overcome this issue, business will try to have their own file server to keep their data safe and also easier to manage. But as pandemic strike, traditional file server facing a new challenge, the remote access. To have remote access, business start to look into other solution, the public cloud. But they realize using public cloud will cost a lot of money in the long run due to the subscription fees. The other concern is business have to place all their private data into other people's hands. So, is there a comprehensive solution? Introducing Synology NAS, a solution that combines both traditional file server and public cloud advantages. Synology has its own operating system, collaboration tools to enhance productivity, and backup features to keep your data safe. And all comes at no extra cost. Synology digitally transforms business with still relying on the legacy solutions. In the following session, we are going to show you how Synology NAS can do it. Next, we are going to show you how to spend lesser effort building an ideal file server with the mentioned advantages. First, file server setup. Then, how our collaboration tools enhancing the overall productivity. Lastly, adding protection to your business data. Okay, let's start with the first part. In this, we will show you how easy you can set up our file server, starting from hardware, OS installation to DSM configurations, account management to enable files protocols. Let's start with a demo first and show you how easy it is to set up a file server with Synology. In this demo, we will walk you through all the steps after receiving your NAS. Today, we are going to set up a DS920 Plus. Before starting the setup, please check the accessory box if it comes with the following components. We need to do the hard drive installation first. First, remove the fastening panel from both sides of the tray. Then, place your hard drive into the tray. Here we are going to use a Synology hard drive, so if you wish to use third-party hard drive, please check the compatibility list first. Now, Insert the fastening panel back to keep your hard drive secure. Okay, after that, insert your drive tray back to the drive bay. Next, connect the adapter between your NAS and the power supply. And don't forget to connect your LAN cable as well. Then press the power button to activate your NAS. Now we have the hardware all set, so let's get started with the DSM installation. First, make sure your PC and your NAS are within the same network. There are two ways to connect your NAS. You can find your Synology NAS using the web browser, or download Synology Web Assistant from official website. Here we have several NAS available in our office. The one that we just installed is the DS920 Plus. Here we can see that it says the status is not installed. Click Connect. Then simply follow the instruction and install the DSM. Click Agree, Next. Privacy Statement, Continue. Okay, now we wait for a bit. Hit the Install button to start the installation. Select Automatically download the latest version from Synology website. Hit Next. There will be a warning sign showing that the data will be erased. So if you are using old hard drive, remember to back up the data. If not, click Continue. The installation process will usually take about 10 minutes. So for demo purposes, we've already pre-installed one. Okay, now we are officially in the DSM main page. This is the new DSM 7. The UI is redesigned to enhance user experience, make it more easier to use. So let's follow the instruction and create a storage pool first. Create and click Start. Here you can select the RAID type for your storage pool. You can simply select SHR, the Synology Hybrid RAID, our own technology which allows users to create a flexible storage solution with optimized capacity and performance. Here I'm gonna select SHR to get started. You can also add description for your storage pool as well. Hit Next. Here you can select how many drives you want to create for this storage pool. I'm going to choose all the drive. Next. Now you can set how much storage capacity to allocate for your volume. Here we will create a single volume for my NAS, so I'm going to max it out. Select a file system. We usually recommend BTRFS. It is space efficient and allows you to do snapshot protection, which we will mention in the following session. So hit Next. Now confirm all the details we just set and hit Apply. It comes with a notice saying all the data stored in the hard drive will be erased to create a new storage pool. So make sure you don't have any important data on it. Then hit OK. It might take a few seconds. Okay, we are done. Now we have successfully created the storage pool for all your data. Now, we would like to show you how to create accounts for your team members. First, go to the control panel, choose User and Group, then hit the Create button. Here you can create different accounts with different permissions. Let's create an user account for Ruby. Set the ID and password for a user. Then hit the Next button. Select which group to be assigned. Assign folder permissions. Setting user quota. Assign application permissions. and set user speed limits. So after confirm all the settings, hit the Done button. Now you have successfully created a new account. After creating an account, now I would like to create team folders so my team could store or share files easily. Again, within the control panel, we go to Share Folder, hit Create button, and choose Create Share Folder. Here you need to put a name for your folder. And choose the volume to locate your team folder. Then hit Next. Here you can choose if you want to encrypt your share folder. If not, hit Next. You can have advanced settings for your folder. Here you can set quota for a share folder. Let's skip this part. Then hit Next. Confirm your settings, then Next. The last part is you can assign which user have the permission to access the created share folder. Here I might have some confidential files, so I'm going to assign only Ruby, my partner, to access this share folder. Then hit Save. Now you have created a share folder for your team. If you want to access this share folder using the Windows File Explorer, Mac Finder, or FTP, easy peasy. Since SMBe is the most common protocol used among business, here we are going to demonstrate how to access with SMBe protocols via Windows Explorer. Go to the control panel, File Services, and enable SMBe service. And scroll the page down and copy the following address. Then hit the Apply button. Next, go back to your Windows PC desktop and select this PC. Paste the address you have copied on the upper bar and hit Enter. Enter your NAS credential. And hit OK. Now we have successfully mapped the network drive. That means you can access directly to a NAS folder via PC. You can also create a shortcut for this folder on your desktop for faster access. Here, I will drag my March sales order files into the folder that I just created. Now, go back to your NAS and open the file station. Now you can see the files are back to your NAS and also in the file station. So this is a demo for now. You can see setting up a file server is this easy. You also don't need to worry if you got any existing directory service. All you need to do is join your existing Windows AD or Azure AD into your Synology NAS without changing your existing infrastructure. If you want to upgrade your Synology NAS in the future, we also have the migration tools ready for you. Let's move on to the second part, how we empower your office productivity. Here's a report showing business require these technologies to be more productive while working remotely. We can see that collaboration tools, simpler network access, and remote device management are on the top of the list. To fulfill the needs, we will introduce Synology Drive. One of the most sought solutions come on hand. This application package comes along with any Synology NAS, which totally free. It plays a really important role with its business function on productivity. We will walk you through and explain why. After centralize all your data into Synology NAS, the biggest concern will be the accessibility. Synology Drive allows you to have remote access. Now, you can easily access your data from any device around you, such as the internet browser, the PC device, or even with your mobile device. For the PC device, you can either use our Drive client or using common file protocols to connect Synology Drive. And you will have the same experience like before. For web portal, simply grab a device and open the internet browser and enter the IP of your NAS. Then you will see all the files just like the Windows Explorer. So you don't need to worry if you don't have your company computer in hand. You can also get your data with your mobile device. Simply install our mobile apps and you will have all your data with you. For Drive client, you can now sync or backup files from your PC to your file server. So if you already finished editing your files will be synchronized to your file server automatically. Imagine there's a dedicated folder for your sales team. Every team members, including the management, will be able to access the latest version updates and reports, which gives the productivity a boost. When talking about the synchronization, someone might ask, what if I don't have enough space on my computer? How can I sync files from company server? Inside the Drive client, we have the on-demand sync features. With on-demand sync, you can see and access all the files without consuming your local storage. Files will be downloaded to computer only when you need it. You can also free up your local storage once your local files have been synced into your Synology NAS. For your team, we also have Synology Office. A collaboration tool allows you to create slides, documents, and spreadsheets. Same as Drive, it was integrated along with Synology NAS without any additional cost. With Synology Office, now you can have multiple members editing the same files at the same time. Other than that, you can also make notes by leaving comments to avoid any miscommunications. After having all your files centralized on your NAS, someone might start to ask, what about file sharing? By using Synology Drive, you can create a share link directly, then share it with your colleagues or client. If you are sharing a critical file, you can also increase the security by setting password or expiry date on it to make sure the right person can access the files. Let's see how Synology Drive looks like and how to set up your own private cloud. Now we will show you how you can connect your NAS externally without complex network configuration. First, go to the control panel, external access, and enable quick connect. First, we need to create a Synology account to enable this feature. But for demo purposes, I've already created a Synology account previously. Sign in your account. And type in your custom ID. Here I will name it as Demo 920 Plus and hit Apply. So now let's try it out. Open your browser. Go to Quick Connect website. Type in your ID. And there you go. That's how easy it is. You now can access your Synology NAS anytime, anywhere, from any device and any browser. And now we will show you how you can access your files with ease by utilizing Synology Drive and Office application to maintain your company productivity. Here, we have already installed the Synology Drive. This application works like any public cloud without any subscription fees. Previously, I have created a folder for Ruby and I, so now I'm going to show you how to leverage Synology Drive to access this folder. Go to the Synology Drive admin console and choose Team folder. Here we can see there's a sales team folder we created previously. Click Enable. Here you can do the settings to keep your important data up to 32 versions. Select your rotation policy and click OK. So back to Drive. Now you can see the team folder. To sync the files between your PC and your NAS, you need to install a Synology Drive client on your desktop. Go to our official web, choose Support, Download Center, and select the model with DS920+. Select Desktop Utilities and download Drive Client. Here we already got Synology Drive Client installed. So once you finish your installation, we need to create a sync test, which helps you to sync between your PC and your Synology share folder. First, we need to sign in your account. Here I'm going to connect my NAS using the Quick Connect. Then key in my admin credential and next. Let's wait for a second. Here I need to choose which folder to be synced from my NAS and the folder to be synced from my PC device. Here you can also enable the on-demand sync to save your storage space on your computer. Then hit the Done button. So now we have finished create your sync test. Here, let's say my sales member Ruby has recently closed a deal and she would like to share the invoice with her team. So let's try to drag the files into the PC folder that's synced to the NAS. Then open the drive from the web browser. You can see the files already synced into your NAS, which you can have your sales team data up to date. Synology Drive also comes with on-demand sync feature. Back to our desktop folder. Here you can see all your files are in cloud icon, which means now the files are available on your NAS but doesn't take up your local storage. If you want to access the files permanently, simply right-click on the folder and select Synology Drive icon. Pin local copy permanently. This process allows you to access your file locally even without internet access. Here you can share the files both internally and externally. For example, if you want to share Ruby's report to a client, right-click your folder, copy the link, and apply. Then share it with your clients. What a great features for sales team. Let's see how it looks like from the client side. This will be a very useful features for all teams. Besides file sharing and synchronization, Synology Office also allows you to work with your team simultaneously. Let's go back to our sales team folder using the web browser. With Synology Office, you can now create documents, spreadsheets, and slides. We also have templates available. Now I already have a sales tracking list, the project A. Inside there, other than me, you can see my colleague Ruby is also editing the file as well. To make things easier, we can leave comment or note to avoid any miscommunication. Back to team folder, you can also add star or create labels to your important files, so you can manage your files with ease. This is how you create a dedicated private cloud for your office and boost up your productivity. Easy peasy. When it comes to multi-site server, some IT manager will have the concern to manage. Synology Drive has another feature called Drive Share Sync. The Drive sessions allow you to synchronize your files and your folders across your Synology NAS. You can decide how you want to share your files by either choosing one-way or two-way sync. With this feature, the IT manager no longer need to copy their company files across different NAS all the time, reducing their workloads. Let's take a quick recap on our Synology Drive. By using Synology Drive, now you have remote access. You can access your data anywhere with any type of device. Synology Drive, a great collaboration tool to manage your company data, which you can sync files between your workstation and the file server automatically. Using the Share Sync features, you can now keep all your NAS from different locations on the same page without any manual copying. We are proud to say Synology's solution benefit millions of users in business during the COVID-19. It helps keep up with their work productivity while everyone working at home. Our download server shows that the download count for the Synology Drive has increased 5 times during the outbreak. After finish with the setup and having all the data in the file server, next, to keep the data safe will be a very important part for small business. Data assets are the most valuable assets in business and organizations. And we know how important your business data is. So next, I'm going to show you how to build a comprehensive data protection plan. As everyone starts working from home, many employees are now exposed to the outside world, which making them more vulnerable to the cyber attacks. Cyber attacks has become a new trend. Just this year, we witnessed the number of cyber attacks increase dramatically, especially ransomware. Many companies are expected to allocate more resources on ransomware prevention, especially upgrading their IT security, like the user error, security vulnerabilities, and unexpected business risk. So next, we will go through 3 aspects of data protection: the prevention, protection, and lastly, restoration. Sometimes, we might experience unexpected human error such as leaking your password or accidentally delete your files. In case you leak your password or forgot your password, we have an application called Secure Sign-In, which to be installed from your mobile device. When logged in into your account, you will have a new password generated every 20 seconds. So you don't need to worry about your credential anymore. Next will be your device data. To protect your data, you may use the Synology Drive to back up your data into your Synology NAS. Using Synology Drive, you can have your files version store up to 32 versions. So after backing up your data into the file server, you may restore your files anytime you want. After storing all your data into your file server, we still need to add another layer of protection to your NAS. Introducing Hyper Backup. Our Hyper Backup is designed to back up your NAS to another location such as the remote server or clouds. Hyper Backup not only backing up all your files, but also the application and system configurations. So, if any disaster happens on your production site, you still can get all your data and configuration back, giving you and your business an extra safety layer. Also, our Hyper Backup comes with advanced data processing technology. The cross-block tracking and data deduplication. This technology will remove all the duplicate files, saving your time and space. From the chart, if we compare with traditional backups, after performing 8 backups, you can save up to 85% of storage capacity, which is your money. Another thing to be mentioned is Hyper Backup also support military-grade AES 256 and RSA 2048 encryption. Then, what if you are suffering from ransomware attacks and you need to keep your service back immediately? We also have the solution for you. To keep your service working, we have Snapshot Replication. Snapshot Replication provides a schedulable, near-instantaneous data protection, keeping your business data safe and available in the event of disaster. It supports snapshots as frequently as every 5 minutes. So when disaster strikes, you can get your service and data back in no time. Here's a demo for the above features. Data security and protection is equally as important to maintain your business continuity. First, we are going to demonstrate how to securely log into your NAS. First, go to the control panel, Security, Account, and Setup in Personal. Here you can select the sign-in method of your choice, either passwordless or two-factor authentication. Follow the wizard. Here we will go with the recommended approved sign-in. Key in your password. And hit the next button. Then, install the apps in your mobile device. Then scan the QR code. Then finish and save. And hit the apply button. Now we can try sign in using the sign in apps. First, key in your ID. And open your sign in apps and approve. So now you have signed in into your DSM. After knowing how to sign into your NAS securely, next we will show you how you can backup your NAS to remote destinations. First, we need to download the software first. Go to the Package Center and download Hyper Backup. Here we already downloaded it, so open the application. Select Backup Destination. You can see it supports many backup destinations. You can backup to another Synology NAS, FileServer, or to the cloud. Here we will show you how to backup to another Synology NAS. Please make sure the backup destination NAS already download the Hyper Backup vault. Choose Remote NAS device. First, key in your remote NAS of server names. Here, I will like to set up the destination to another office, so key in the remote NAS IP address. Then hit login and key in my colleague's credential. After that, choose your destination folder which you want to store your backups. Then hit next. Then choose the source folder that you want to backup. Hit next. Here you can even backup your application and configurations. So next. Setting up your backup schedule. Usually, we will run our backup task in the midnight to avoid any network congestion. So hit next. You can choose how many backup versions you wish to keep, but no need to worry much about the storage space as we have the deduplication technology. Then click Done. And let's start to backup our Synology NAS to another location. It might take a few seconds. And here, I would like to have my backup task run immediately. So now, your NAS is performing backups into another remote location. Next, I'm going to show you how to perform block level protection for your data. So if your NAS was attacked by ransomware, you still can get your data back immediately. So back to Package Center and download Snapshot Replication. Open Snapshot Replication, choose Snapshot, and you will see all your shared folders. Here, I would like to create a scheduled snapshot to my sales team folder. So select my team folder, click Settings, enable Schedule. Here you can choose from daily to weekdays and a list of frequency which can be down to every 5 minutes. This allows you to minimize your data loss. Then hit OK. Next, we'll be setting the retention policy. You can keep up to 1024 versions. Then hit OK. I would like to schedule it immediately, so hit OK. Now you can see that the snapshot is scheduled for our team folder. We can also take an instant snapshot immediately. So let's take a snapshot. Here, I will name my snapshot as version 1. So assume that one of our team members accidentally delete the March order folder and the manager needs the files as soon as possible. Okay, so let's see how easy we can get the files back. So go back to Snapshot Replication, Recovery, and select Recovery. Here we will have a list of snapshots. So choose the snapshot we have taken previously and click Action and restore to this snapshot. And OK. Okay, so let's go back to File Station. Now you will see the March order folder that was accidentally deleted is back, including all the files inside. And now, there is no angry manager. And to fulfill the 3-to-1 backup strategy, we can also do a replication to another NAS to keep your service continued even in the event of disaster. So now, your files and folders are fully secured by block level protection. Let's have some recap on how we protect your data. To protect your password away from unauthorized access, we have secure sign-in apps. To protect your NAS, you may use the Hyper Backup and Snapshot Replication to keep your data and service available. All the benefits has been mentioned, but then, what about the cost? From the report, we could see that over 57% of those surveyed state that the investment was a major barrier for them to moving forward with an IT solution. Through our experience with working with the SMBs, we understand cash flow will be always the main concerns. This is the reason why all our solutions are not just tailored for your technical requirements, but also your budget. For traditional file server, not only you need to pay for your hardware devices, you still need to pay for the operating system and software, which will be charged monthly or annually. For public clouds, subscription fees are crossed based on the number of accounts, storage requirement, and service you need. So when you are using multiple services, you will be required to pay more service fees, which means when your business grows, the IT costs increase as well. Another concern is that you are putting all your private data on the cloud, which means you don't have the data ownership. To make the message clearer, we have made a quick comparison with the file server of 200 users. After including all the costing for the hardware and software, we will find that there's a huge difference for the overall cost. You can save up to 70% for excluding the operating system and license fees. Next, let's compare Synology NAS with the most popular public clouds, this Google Drive. For early subscriptions, the cost may seem low, but when it comes to years, the overall cost will be massive. Especially when you are expanding your business scalability, either increase your accounts or upgrading storage capacity, you need to pay more for it. And another downside using public clouds is you don't have the data ownership. What is better is that you can save almost 80% annually. Since we mentioned about scalability, Synology also takes this into consideration. Synology has a wide variety of products to fit your needs. We have the DiskStation for small business users up to RackStation, which are for enterprise users. If you already own a Synology NAS without sufficient storage capacity, you can further expand by adding additional expansion units. If you don't want to use the expansion units, you can also easily migrate your hard drive to a newer or bigger Synology NAS. Instead of paying extra recurring fees for your public cloud, your savings can be better used on solid space expansions. With Synology NAS, you can improve your accessibility, scalability, affordability, protection, and productivity. So now, do you know why you need to choose Synology NAS? That's the end for today's webinar. I'm Jason. Thank you for joining us.